The Minister of Budget and Economic Planning urged Nigerians to avoid injecting regional or ethnic bias into discussions surrounding the tax reform bills currently before the National Assembly. Speaking in Abuja at the closed-out event of the Project Trust Initiative, he emphasized that the submission of these bills by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu underscores the government's commitment to democratic principles and constitutional process. He expressed concern over the tendency to frame debates around tribalism and religionism, detracting from substantive issues.
We will do better if we mobilize and activate that monitoring mechanism that has been put in place by our Constitution. In any case, that is what elected people fear most. A councillor of a local government is likely to be afraid more when his community say, the school you promised us, that you told us in the budget, has not been built. Rather than an NGO, no matter how powerful they are, it can assist. It should assist. But maybe it should assist in empowering the community or the representative or the public, the people in that constituency to do that challenge or to do that monitoring. And the third point I would like to make is that trust must not be seen in a vacuum, because for us to achieve our national objectives, we must build trust within a vacuum, and that's why we have bodies like yours supported by MacArthur Foundation, because you can get data from elsewhere, so that we are not motivating people in a void. As a country, we have been underinvesting in almost everything, not because of anybody's fault. Despite best efforts in the past, despite efforts by various leaders, we are not where we want to be. Agenda 2050, which is an agenda that was drawn by private and public sector, put the hope that we want to have a per capita income of $33,000 per pupil. We are now under $2,000. And to do that, the Agenda 2050 indicated that we need to be investing $100 billion per annum, with 16% of it from the public sector, most of the private sector. We are not doing so. We have not been doing so. Maybe that is why our outcomes in depends.
When you speak of disruption, trust cannot be built if it cannot be interrogated. And the only way we interrogate trust is we elect the correct people, we give them the trust, and they hold on to obligations that they owe us and we owe them to appreciate. That's why we hear the ulama and the clergy say we should not abuse those we elect. Because when we abuse them or when we run them down, we're running ourselves down. They are not from us, they are from amongst us. We know in the Bible it says no prophet is acceptable in his own country. But you still have to accept them because you trusted them. So if you look at the structure of governance, or you look at it from the ambit of trust, you have government on the side and people on the other. So what is to emerge? The expectation is that from that relationship, obligation, participation, and accountability become a norm. There is no reason why those we have elected will feel they lack obligations to us.
The Chief Executive of Connected Development emphasized the critical role of trust in governance, advocating for stronger accountability mechanisms to foster public confidence in leadership. Speaking on the Project Trust Initiative, he highlighted its focus on social intervention and community project monitoring across 6 Nigerian states. He says The initiative underscores the value of citizens' engagement and transparency as essential components for impactful governance.
But for us, the most important ingredient that we have highlighted with our baseline research is the trust deficit in society. And we see that because of that lack of trust, the debates that happen in Nigeria are basically toxic, where citizens are not listening to their government and where government are also forcing down their policies on citizens without collecting feedback. And we've also seen how this has impacted the tax reform bill. So for us is to continue to galvanize voices. And today you have representatives from the 6 geopolitical zone. What are the lessons we're learning at the subnational level? How can we ensure that whatever happened at the national trickle down to the subnational and the local government? Today we have a local government autonomy, meaning that more resources will go to local government so that citizens will enjoy the dividends of democracy. But if there is no trust, then citizens would not accept what government is doing, and government will continue to isolate themselves in their fancy building and not take feedback from what citizens are saying. So for us is to continue this conversation. Yes, this is a closeout event, but we've launched our 5-year strategic plan that is centered around trust, gender equality, accountability, but ensuring that citizens and government can work together and must work together to ensure that Nigerian people enjoy the dividends of democracy.